Hello, Victor here at Mercedes.com. Today I'm going to do a fuel line on 99 ML430. So problem here is that we all know these cars, they do rust, and the fuel line that goes all the way from here follows down all across the frame, ends at the fuel filter housing here, fuel pump assembly, whatever you want to call it, but it's there. So it starts from there all the way to the front, and the problem here is that it rotted out somewhere around this area, so it's seeping fuel. And I mean, ideally I would replace it, so, and that's what I'm gonna do. In theory, there is a possibility to make a splice in this area, because original fuel line is purchased at the dealer. As you can see, that's the fuel line, that's how long it is, all the way to the front of the car. And in my case, it rotted out somewhere here. This is the front, right? But the way it's done, the way it's made actually, is that over here at the end there is a plastic insert. So that makes me think that because it's so flimsy, there is a possibility to make a junction where rotted area is. But you know what, it's fuel, you don't want to play around with fuel, you don't want to play around with brakes. I would just replace it because I still want this car to run. I do need it for winter and for towing, so this has to run. That's a workhorse, had it for many years, like, I don't know, 12, 15 years, long time. So never let me down. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, so we'll move on. Fuel line has been removed. Now it didn't come out clean. It actually broke off at the end. It's right over here. The segment that connects to the fuel pump is dead. Now obviously it's easier to break the old line out, but it's obviously more difficult to put in a new line through, because it appears that it goes in between subframe and the body of the car. I mean the frame and the body. So this area wouldn't be a problem, but there is an area in here that's going to be a problem. So right over here, that's going to be kind of difficult. It's very tight in there, so I might have to bend the pipe. And also brake lines are obviously to be done because they also rotted out, they're leaking. One of them just started to leak. They weren't leaking before, but now when I disturb them a little bit, I already see that here we have a leak. I knew about it, I was gonna do them, but I hope I would have a little more time out of them, but I guess now I will have to do it, because here it's leaking brake fluid. The rear line I already did a little segment back there, but I'm gonna have to do them all the way from the back to the front. Not a big deal really, but bigger deal right now is to fit this fuel line all the way. It's a long piece, as you can see it's very long. I will start feeding it from the front, actually going toward the back, because the front has a bend to it, and I'm sure I'm not gonna make it from the back forward, just to feed it from the front facing this way. All right, let's see what we're gonna do. So I fed the new line in. There was slight damage at the end, but here's the problem. It is bad. This is ridiculous. It is leaking right at the edge, at the seam. Basically, if you look at the old line, it is leaking right at the junction. So I have no choice. I have to do something something out of nothing. I mean, I'm gonna have to somehow get this edge, this piece, broken piece, reattached to the new line, because my line was so bad, it's not even funny how bad it was. The line itself, the metal, the plastics are okay, but this is such a disaster here. I saw there was a little crack there at the end, but I didn't pay too much attention. I figured, okay, well, I'll let it be for now, because the pipe is gonna push against the filter, so it's gonna remain there. There's really no way for it to slip off because there's so much tension on it. But no, it had to freaking break right after the crack. Ridiculous. It is what it is. But I waited for this part for so long. I'm gonna have to deal with it. I'm gonna probably put some junctions or whatever. We'll see. So far so good. So fuel line is replaced all the way here. It starts and it runs further in. Now I'm going to be doing brake lines also, but I just realized that I don't have couplers, compression fittings, junctions, what have you. I just opened up my brake kit and I only have one here, which is not enough. I have other fittings to screw in, but I think I'm gonna use compressions, just easier. Because some pipes here, like I said, they've been replaced. Like, I can probably work on this one. Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends. Like, this was replaced already, like from here over. So that's for the rear right. And that one is okay. There's a new pipe, so I might just use compression over here further in. This is factory, it appears. So whatever. Now, the pipe situation. The hose, rather, the fuel line, actually. So what happened was, this is a brand new one. As you can see, there is really no damages here, right? Except for this, for the crack. That's how it came. And I figured, okay, it doesn't matter because the seal is happening inside and the pipe is going to be under stress, under tension, pushing forward, and it will not come out. But then it was leaking from here somewhere, because you can see there's also, I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to be like this, but it seems like it's been damaged. It was crushed. So I had to do what I had to do. This piece is from the old pipe, old fuel line, and this was inside the engine, right? So I just cut off this hose and I reused it on my on this extension, because I cut off the piece of the new pipe, because like I said, I have problems with metal is all corroded and rusted. And basically I cut it over here, cut that pipe over, and I just made the junction straight from the fuel filter, put a little zip tie there to hold it, and it ends right over the metal pipe here, and it continues the run. So yeah, this worked through double clamps and a couple of zip ties as well. So that's fine. I mean, the car starts and runs, and there are no leaks. Got a slight exhaust leak, but this car is not really being used a lot because, for obvious reasons, fuel leaking. So over here, I use it rarely, so only when I need to transport things, tow things. So other cars, I work from home, I don't even go nowhere. So yeah, this is fine. Down here, no leaks here either, so we're good to go. So this job is done. Brake lines I will work on later. I'm still gonna leave all the covers off, just put rims on, just to have the car on the floor. But other than that, this is it. Alright, so this was all. This is Victor at RestoreMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.